Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I'll do the controversial parenting tag video. I've been seeing it going around a lot recently and I thought I would kind of join in and do it too. The questions are very interesting, so I'm going to answer them the best I can and with my own opinion of what I think. So the first one is pro-life versus pro-choice. So I actually, for this to be the first question is actually really difficult because I personally don't agree with abortion, but only in certain certain circumstances. So if you're pregnant through the product of, say, rape, I believe the parent should have, the mother should have a choice whether to have an abortion or not have an abortion. Whereas in my own, if I were to fall pregnant now, even though I don't want to have another baby yet, I wouldn't get rid of it because I just don't see the point, because we could afford another baby and all of these different things. It wouldn't be my personal choice to abort a baby if the baby would be in a well looked after home. Whereas if you couldn't properly look after a baby at that time and all different things, then I believe the mother should have the right to have an abortion. So anyway, moving on to the next one is baby wearing. See, this is a nice simple one for me. I completely agree with baby wearing. I love baby wearing. I wore Alfie a lot. I never actually really wore Harry because I didn't really know which ones were best to do, but with Alfie I had the Moby wrap, and we have just bought what have we just bought? I'll link a picture here for you of what it is. I think it's like an Argo, it's one for bigger kids as well that you can wear up to 4 years old. I've actually put Harry in it. He's very heavy, but I have put him in it and he was comfy in it. So we just bought that one as well. I love baby wearing. It's so much easier, especially when Alfie was a newborn. I just put him in the Moby wrap and that was it. We just went and it was so easy. The next one is circumcision. This is another one for me because in America, I lived in America for 3 years and all boys over there are circumcised. I don't know why, but they are. But over here, it isn't a normal thing to do. It's quite, I don't know why. I don't really understand anything to do with it, but we haven't circumcised our children and I wouldn't ever do it to my children. But if parents want to do that, see, it's really difficult for me to say. I wouldn't do it to my children, but if other parents want to do it, it's up to them. I think boys should be old enough to be able to make the decision themselves about what they want to do. The next one is adoption. Yes, I think adoption is brilliant. If you can take on a child and adopt, that's brilliant. If you can't have children, adoption is a good route to go. If you're putting your child up for adoption, I think it's absolutely a brilliant thing to do because you can give a family a baby that they've always wanted if you can't look after the child themselves. Would I personally adopt? I don't see, I don't know. I have no problem if I don't know, this is a difficult one. I would or I wouldn't. I would or I wouldn't. I would adopt, yes. But I don't have the need to adopt because I can have children. Does that make sense? Yeah. So moving on, because that one's a little bit of a difficult one as to whether I would adopt. Baby piercings. No, I wouldn't pierce a baby's ears at all. No, full stop. I think it's cruel, mean, and I hate seeing little baby girls with their ears pierced. I was 5 when I had my ears pierced and it was my own decision. I asked my mum to have my ears pierced and she let me. So as soon as the child can ask, then that's okay. But no, not for a baby, no. Breast milk versus formula milk. I breastfed Alfie, well, properly breastfed him for a couple of weeks. Then I mixed fed him with formula for up to about 8 weeks, and then he's purely on formula now. Harry, I didn't breastfeed really much at all and only went to formula literally if you want to breastfeed, breastfeed. If you want to formula feed. Just make sure your baby's getting milk in some way. I literally have no problem with it whatsoever. Smacking. No, I don't agree with smacking, but I have tapped Harry's bottom a couple of times. Only in certain scenarios though. Like the other day, he went over, Harry and Alfie were playing with the train sets, and Harry went over and pushed Alfie so hard he smacked his head on the floor because Harry wasn't getting his own way, and I gave Harry a little tap on his bottom and said, no, that's not normal, I don't do it every day. It's only in certain circumstances that I would agree with it. And I normally do the whole no, time out, all of that type of stuff. So the next thing is co-sleeping. I never co-slept with either of mine, but I have no problem with it if it's done safely. So safe co-sleeping is fine. I know lots of people that have done it and it's worked absolutely, worked wonders for their family. A couple of times when Alfie was a newborn, he ended up in our bed in the morning, but I wouldn't be sleeping. I would be awake and he'll be asleep next to me. But I wouldn't really call that co-sleeping. I would call that more mummy awake and baby asleep in my bed. The next one is home versus public versus private schooling. So if you can afford a private school, by all means send your child to private school. I wouldn't send my kids to a private school. At this rate they are going to public school, which is pretty much the norm. Homeschooling, we have discussed homeschooling Harry and Alfie, but I then find more of the social aspect of schools, that where they make friends and everything, I would prefer them to go to public school. So yeah, if you want to homeschool your kids because you can, and yeah, I have no problem against it. If you want to do it, do it. Vaccinations. Yes, I vaccinate my kids. I don't see why you wouldn't. I don't understand why you would want your children to get some of these things that you could get. Like, I don't understand that at all. You should vaccinate your kids. Medicating children. I don't really understand this. Is this referring to like Calpol and Nurofen? Because I give that to them if they need it. But it's probably not. It's probably referring to stronger drugs for other things. So if Harry or Alfie had some sort of problem and they needed medication for it, I would give it to them. I wouldn't give them medication for, say, to help them sleep, because they sleep pretty well anyway. They sleep 12 hours a night, so I probably wouldn't ever have to give that to them. I'm trying to think. Yes, we give them Calpol if they're teething. We give them Nurofen if they're ill. Teething gel. And if they ever needed stronger drugs because they were in pain, I would give it to them. I wouldn't want to see my children in pain. So I would give that to them. The next thing is cloth versus disposable nappies. I've never used cloth nappies. To be honest, I don't think I'd have the patience for them, and I don't have the thing to be able to clean them. I couldn't do that. So we are disposable all the way, but if you want to use cloth and nappies, go ahead, but they're just personally not for me. Cry it out versus controlled crying methods. Well, I used to leave Harry to cry out a couple of times, but then after a while I went into them. So is that classed as control crying or crying it out? I don't know. With Alfie we use controlled crying method. If he's crying, I will leave him for a bit, then go in and then come out just to let him know we're there. But to be honest, they've both been pretty good with sleeping for us. I don't know if that's the same with family members, but I normally just use the controlled crying method, because cry it out I don't like it. I don't like leaving my children there crying and crying and crying for hours and hours and hours. I just don't like it. it doesn't work for me. So they were all the questions on the controversial mummy tag. Some of them it's taken me a little while to answer, but they were tough questions. So I want to tag anyone who wants to do this video. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.